So many Walmart employees have been taking it to TikTok recently saying the US is about to have a food shortage in the next 2 weeks. Because of all the uncertainty around the Trump tariff, a lot of companies have completely paused shipping goods in the US, with people expecting stores like Walmart to experience a shortage, since they're seeing empty shelves already and prices are set to increase according to many companies.
Have you guys seen the ports? If you haven't seen the ports, go ahead and look in your search bar for Los Angeles ports or Seattle ports, because it is being reported they're an absolute ghost town. And the last ships are coming in at the end of this month. And on the East Coast, it's not getting any better. The last ship coming in from China is targeted for May 10th. And if you...
The US ports are empty, and that's obviously because of the tariffs. And so I'm just counting down the days till people start going crazy in the grocery stores. Like, if the grocery stores are going to have less and less product because now everyone is aware that the ports are empty, meaning no product is coming in, so the shelves are going to start to, not be replenished. Yeah, people are going to start going in there and going crazy. Now, whether they buy the items in bulk and, do that whole thing, or they just grab the items and run the fuck out of the store, I don't know. But I'm not really blaming anyone regardless, because this is what the fuck happens. Like, the tariffs have literally caused the ports to be empty.
It's really crazy to me that people aren't freaking out about the fact that basically all American stores are going to be empty in like 5 or 6 weeks, just because our president's tariffs essentially doubles anything that's not from America in price, meaning that any sensible business owner could not buy any foreign good to sell anymore, right? So what does that mean? That means that the stores are just going to be empty. Okay, people are panic buying stuff because they know this is coming, and they're not going to have anything to replace it. All we have is our American companies, and American companies just do not cover the full range of stuff that America buys. Okay, and given the fact that the president is actively bullying companies for informing their customers about why things are going to be more expensive, everything's just going to be empty and no one's going to understand why. So I'm telling you now, and I'm also telling you, if you have any kind of savings whatsoever, don't save up for the vacation, save up for like toilet paper, canned foods, and things like that, because America's going to have nothing pretty soon.
No, this isn't Biden's economy, and don't let him tell you any different. I know that might confuse, perplex, absolutely fucking stupefy you guys, especially after we've been explaining to you that those first 2 years of his first term that y'all have been in some kind of fucking fever dream to get back to was Obama's economy. It might feel like, well, it's fair if it was Obama's economy during his first 2 years, then it's probably Biden's economy now that it's his years again. No. Everything that is happening right now is a direct result of the stupid fucking policies that he's been putting into place. And the thing is that we told you guys this. In fact, every fucking economist told you that this is how it was going to be.
So Americans are now complaining that shelves are empty. Grocery stores have no food and prices are too high. But honestly, I don't understand the surprise. This is exactly what they voted for. The same people who put Trump back into office are the same ones now crying that they can't feed their families. Let's be real here. This didn't happen out of nowhere. These are the consequences of voting based on emotions and empty slogans instead of policy and common sense. Trump came in talking about America first, and a lot of people bought into that without understanding what it really meant. He introduced tariffs, thinking it would punish other countries like China, Mexico, and even Canada. But tariffs don't just hurt countries they're targeting. They hurt the American people first. Those extra costs on imported goods don't disappear into thin air. They are passed right down to the consumer. And now when you walk into stores and see no fruits, no vegetables, no basic items, that's the result of those very tariffs. What's crazy is that people cheered when he announced these trade wars. They thought it was about making America great, making America self-sufficient. But the truth is, America depends heavily on imports for food, raw materials, and manufacturing. You can't just cut that off overnight and expect everything to stay the same. Now, farmers are struggling, businesses are shutting down, and grocery chains can't get enough supply. This was a warning that economists gave years ago when those tariffs were introduced. But back then, anyone who said it wouldn't backfire was labeled unpatriotic or anti-American.
We told you that the tariffs across the fucking board were going to be a goddamn disaster. They weren't going to reshore manufacturing, as you guys hope for. You know, I don't understand why we're hoping for bringing back dead industries, but okay. No, they weren't gonna, that's not what's gonna happen. We're just gonna go through a lot of fucking hell. The economists are saying that if we go into a recession right now, it is one of our own making. It's not one of our own making, it's one of his makings. This is absolutely his economy. The fact that the GDP has shrunk, the fact that the stock market has tanked, the fact that we might be heading for a recession is 100% a direct result of tariffs across the board. And then we're pausing tariffs, and then we're going back with the tariffs, and the tariffs are 145 to 245 fucking percent with China. And then we've got Trump and oppressor talking about how like maybe the kids at Christmas will only get $2 instead of $30. And maybe those dolls will cost a few dollars more. Like, fuck you, man. Are you fucking serious? First of all, to act as though every kid in America gets 30 dolls. And so, oh, I'm sorry if you have to only get 2 dolls this year is just absolutely fucking bullshit. And then to act like it's just going to cost a few dollars more when economists and Target and Walmart CEOs are talking about empty shelves coming as a possibility of this. And when we have these empty shelves, better not be a single one of you guys out there going, oh, well, I remember this in COVID. This is just like COVID, or we'll get through it. No, this is completely of his making. It is not a global pandemic. When these empty shelves happen, it's because he did it.
So I'm at my local Target in Central Florida right now. I had to grab a couple things and I just wanted to see if there was any shortages here, and I need to show you guys. There is definitely some shortages going on because this aisle is usually packed. Like I said, this area is usually always packed, and there's multiple shelves that are completely empty. Like, just wow. I'm actually surprised by this because this Target is always stocked, and the only time I don't see it stocked is when I come super early in the morning and they're like actively stocking it. So yeah, interesting. This aisle isn't like too bad. There's only like some spots where there's not really much, but nothing crazy. This one's a little bare. Again, just like the juices are a little bare. Frozen fruit is looking more bare. A lot of like, I don't even know what's supposed to be here. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I think it's like mainly ice cream and like, oh, frozen dinners. A lot of spots in the ice cream. Seems like mostly frozen foods. Like little dinners, like frozen meals, frozen pizzas, a lot too actually. Frozen meals definitely got hit hard. Again, a lot of like the popsicles and like ice cream, very bare. Pasta sauces don't look too bad though. The rice looks like it's a little bare, but not too bad. There's a lot of open spots in the alcohol section. Like, wow. So needless to say, there's definitely shortages, and we're probably going to see more empty shelves in the following weeks.
Now that the consequences have arrived, people are crying, but it's too late. You voted for it, and now you're living through it. It's not even just about food shortages. It's about what happens when a country runs on nationalism without strategy. It's about what happens when people get so caught up in blaming immigrants, foreigners, and other countries that they forget to think about how policies actually work. And it's funny how the same Maga crowd that said, we don't need the world, we'll build everything here, are the same ones now wondering why everything is either missing or double the price. You can't plant corn today and eat it tomorrow. Manufacturing and agriculture require time, systems, and trade partnerships. And all of that has been damaged under the same leadership people voted for out of pride. Let's talk about the hypocrisy. When Trump was giving tax breaks to billionaires and corporations, where was the outrage then? When he was cutting deals that made life harder for the working class, people were quiet. But now, when it's affecting their everyday lives, when they can't find baby formula, when the meat section is empty, when they're paying triple for eggs, now suddenly everyone wants to ask questions. But this didn't start today. The damage was done the moment people voted based on slogans instead of facts. It's not even just about Trump as a person. It's about the culture of blind loyalty. People ignored red flags, dismissed valid criticism, and chose to believe that one man could fix everything just by being tough. But real leadership is not about ego, it's about planning, and clearly there was no real plan, just isolationism and division. And now the country is more divided and more unstable than ever. People are learning the hard way that food doesn't magically appear on shelves. It takes an entire system, from farmers and truckers to suppliers and importers to make that happen. And when that system breaks down, this is what you get. Now Americans are lining up for food banks. Parents are panicking because they can't find baby food, and families are being forced to choose between paying bills or buying groceries. That's not strength, that's a crisis, and it was entirely preventable. If voters had done their research, if they had listened to experts instead of Facebook posts and political memes, maybe this could have been avoided. But now the damage is done. And ironically, the people who suffer the most are often the same ones who blindly supported the very policies causing their pain. It's heartbreaking, but also frustrating because so many people tried to warn them. What's even worse is that this could lead to more division. Instead of taking accountability, some will blame immigrants. They will say it's the fault of foreigners or liberals or anyone else but themselves. But this time, there's no one else to blame. This is what happens when you vote out of fear and anger instead of logic and responsibility. This is what happens when people confuse noise for leadership. America needs to wake up. These problems won't fix themselves. You can't just put a flag on your truck and call it patriotism. Real patriotism is caring about the well-being of your country long-term, and that starts with making informed decisions. It starts with looking at the bigger picture, not just clapping when someone says we are winning without asking how. Well, guys, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a comment, and also remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.